Hello, welcome to this tutorial on how to install Graphviz on your Windows 10. So if you have Anaconda that you use for machine learning projects and you're trying to visualize data in form of decision trees are very useful in making decisions from data that you want to train or data you want to test. You want to see the best decisions to make with data. So decision tree helps a lot. And in decision tree, you have a root node, then different leaf nodes until leaf nodes are just the point at which no further divisions can occur. And this division I'm talking about is about separating data into classes. We want to be able to ensure that we're able to separate the data into classes. So one of the tools that you need, one of the package you need to install is Graphviz, especially if you're trying to use decision tree visualization that was developed by San Francisco professor, which is Professor Terence Parr, together with the alumnus of that institution, Prince Glover. So you need dtreeviz. So dtreeviz actually also relied on this Graphviz folder. So in this short tutorial, I'll be walking us through how to install Graphviz on Windows 10. So the steps we're going to follow now you can pip install Graphviz, that's from your Anaconda Navigator. So you go to Anaconda Navigator and launch the Anaconda prompt. From there you type pip install Graphviz. You have to be connected to the internet for this to work, or the other way you can do is to download Graphviz from this hyperlink, this site I paste there, https://graphviz.gitlab.io/pages/download/download_windows.html. So you can download Graphviz from there as well. So just find the one that you find easier or that will work for you, or a mix of them. So the second thing, after you install Graphviz or you've downloaded Graphviz on your PC, on your Windows 10 PC, what you need to now do is to update the path. So you update the path by going to the environment variables. I'll be showing us how to do that in a bit. Then when you're done with that, this is Windows OS. You need to restart the PC. For those settings, the update to the path that you've done for you to take effect, you have to restart your PC. So once you restart your PC, then you can open the Anaconda prompt again and tap where it will show you the location where you have the .exe file. That's what is responsible for the to make the Graphviz work. Then when you're done, then you can also view the version of the Graphviz that you have installed by typing -v on your Anaconda prompt. You'll be able to see the version of Graphviz installed. Then when you're done with it, I'm going to walk us through a little examples on how to use the dtreeviz that I talked about earlier. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll open Anaconda Navigator. If you're trying to pip install it, you launch the Anaconda prompt. That's if you're following the first option. So here you type pip install. You install Graphviz. Of course, you have to be connected to the internet. Then when you type pip install Graphviz, then you hit the enter key. This will take a few seconds or a few minutes for you to install, and once it is done, then you are actually good to go. Now, if you wish to download it instead, so you visit this link that I showed you, where you see where you can download the Graphviz for Windows PC. So you download the one for your Windows PC, and once it's done, you now need to copy the downloaded folder and paste it in the site packages of Anaconda. So you go to program data. From program data, you should be able to find your Anaconda folder that you've installed. You see Anaconda folder there. You open the Anaconda. Then from Anaconda, you go to lib. That is lib. There's a folder called lib that you find there. When you open the lib, then you see another folder called site packages. Then from site packages, you can now paste inside the site packages. You can now paste the Graphviz folder there if it's not there. So you paste the Graphviz folder. Once you're done with that, then we have to move on to the second step where we're going to update the environment variables. And to do that, you have to go to the control panel of your Windows PC. So I'm trying to launch control panel for us now to see. All right. So from the control panels, then you be able to, once you have the control panel like this, you click on system and security. From there, you go to system. Then when you get the system, you go to advanced system settings. Yes. All right. So when you go to advanced system settings, you have something like this. Make sure that you click on the advanced tab. From the advanced tab, that's where you'll be able to find the environment variables. Click on environment variables. Then we'll be adding the variables to two sections here. We'll add the first one to the user variables, then the second one to the system variables. So for the user variables, just click on new. So you can give it a name, the name of the variable, you can call it Graphviz. Then for the value, if your local disk is a C, so it will be C colon / program files, program files, then / Graphviz, then / bin. So we want to point to the bin folder. When you're done, you hit the OK. I will not click OK here because I already have it set on my PC. So once you are done, you click on the OK. When you're done adding the path to the user variables, then you come to system variables. Click on the path. When you click on path, then click on edit. So from edit, make a new one. Then again, if your disk is on a C local disk, it will be C colon / program files, program files, then / Graphviz. We want to point to the Graphviz folder itself. Then from the Graphviz, then we'll go to bin. That's where we'll find a file called dot. Then we'll point to .exe. So when you're done with this as well, you hit the OK key. I won't be hitting the OK key here as well because I already have my path updated to that. So you click on OK. Then here as well. Then when you're done with that, then you click on OK here. Then you click on OK here, and that's all. You've added it to the path. Then this is Windows OS, so we need to restart your PC for the path that you updated to actually be in line to take effect. So you restart your PC. Once you restart your PC and your PC comes back on, then you open the Anaconda Navigator again. Yes, you can open the Anaconda Navigator again. I'm trying to. All right. So you open the Anaconda Navigator again. Then from Anaconda Navigator, you can type where dot. It will show you, at least you'll be able to see the location of the, you will see that it's pointing to our local disk in the program file Graphviz folder. There's a subfolder called bin, and in bin we have the .exe. So you can also look, you can also want to see the version of the graphics that you have. So you can just type .v. When you type .v, you see it showed me it displayed the Graphviz version I have, which is 3.0.0, and that was released 26th of February 2022. So that's the version of Graphviz that I have. So once you can see this, then you're ready to start using decision trees and without any problem. So your path has been updated. This Graphviz will allow you to be able to use the dtreeviz that I was talking about. So once you have done, and that's all you need to do. As simple as that. I've seen guys that are trained on machine learning saying they're having errors in dtreeviz, and they follow that steps. Then and they also use Windows 10 PC. So I recommend these simple steps for them to get Graphviz running. Then let's do some tests. So I'm going to go to Anaconda Navigator and let's write some examples and see how decision tree actually work. So I'm going to launch the Jupyter Notebook. So this is where I'll use an example for us. So I want to use an example that is available in the Machine Learning for Dummies, which was written by Luca Massaron and the other guy that wrote that book. So the example I want to use from that textbook is a tennis example, where you'll be able to decide when to actually play tennis depending on different weather situation, whether the temperature is hot, mild, the humidity is the wind, and the rest, to be able to determine when to actually play tennis. So before you do that, you need the file. If we'll be working with feather file. So I already have feather file that I'll be using for this example. So you can also make sure you have a file that you can read. All right. So this is feather. This is the file I'll be using. This tennis.feather. So I'm going to open a new Python 3 IP kernel to be able to write my code in it. So I already have the data. So the data is already there, but I just want to use decision trees to see the different leaf nodes that we have, all the different decisions, and the best way to actually classify the data. So I'm going to import Panda. I'm going to import Panda as PD. So Panda, sorry, not Panda. Pandas. Import Pandas as PD. Then I want to have let me create a variable called tennis. Tennis equals I'm trying to read the feather here. Tennis equals pd.readFeather. pd.readFeather. Then I'll type the name of the file, which is tennis.feather, right? So that is tennis.feather. So here I want to have a variable x, that part of the variable I'm going to display. So I want to use it as tennis, then create like an array here. I have the elements we have in that feather file contains outlook. That's the weather outlook. The weather outlook. Then I have temperature there as well. Temperature. Then I also have humidity. I have humidity. And lastly, I have wind. All right. So now what I want to do here is just do something like this. X equals pd.getDummies. pd.getDummies. So I need this line of code as well. So I'll pass in a parameter, the x parameter in it. pd.getDummies. Yeah. So when I'm done, I create another variable y that will be displaying together with x. So I want to use y is tennis.play. Tennis.play. So that's for that. But now let's now import decision tree classifier, because we want to classify them. So you're trying to classify this data. So I'm going to use the decision tree classifier from sklearn. So I'm going to also import that. I'll use a from import for that. That's from sklearn.tree. From sklearn.tree import decision tree classifier. So from sklearn.tree import decision tree classifier. Then I want to attach a variable dt that's easy to work with to a function of that decision tree. So decision tree classifier to this function, right? Decision tree classifier. All right, that's right. Then I want to fit it on the sketch. So I will have dt.fit. So of course I'm fitting x comma y here. So when I'm done with it, then I can now use a from import for the dtreeviz I was talking about earlier that you use to visualize this decision tree. So from dtreeviz.trees, so I want to import dtreeviz. So from dtreeviz.trees, I want to import dtreeviz. Then I can now visualize. Let me assign a variable viz for it, that I will now use the dtreeviz function here. So I want to pass in this parameter dt, x, y, then the target name. I want to have the target name for it. The target name, I will assign it to play tennis. So let's use play underscore tennis. Then I also want to have the feature names that I want to use for it. That's feature underscore names. For this one, let's use x.columns. That's the columns should show that. X.columns. Then after this, I want to have, okay, let me break this down here. So I want to have class names here. So the class names, then I want to use I want to pass in these parameters. So it should give us, for this one it is no, and for this one is yes. All right, I'm done with this, but let's give it a scale of 2.0. Then when you're done, then I can just call the viz to visualize the data for me. Then let me run the cell, and you see the decision tree It's trying to take some few seconds. It's going to come up now. Alright, so once you do this, once you have the Graphviz installed and you have the dtreeviz, you'll be able to use the dtreeviz actually, and be able to classify data into decision trees, to be able to, so the computer will self breaking down, classify them using decisions, conditions that you already specified in your algorithm. So that's how you actually get that one. So let's wait for it to come up. Actually take some. Alright, so I have the decision tree here. This is not, I don't like the way it is displayed here, so let me display it in another window. So I'll just use the dtreeviz.view. I'll just call the view here so that it will open in another window for me, and you guys will be able to see it clearly, to get the idea clearly. So I'm trying to view it in a better window so that I only have the decision tree there, so that I won't have other things. Yes, so you can see it now. So this is the decision tree. So we call this first stage the root node. The root node, okay. So this first stage is the root node, and for the yellow is trying to let us know whether to play tennis or not. And the 0.5 if the outlook overcast is less than 0.5, another internal node. So this is an internal node. This is a root node. Another internal node is open where another decision will be considered. But if the outlook overcast is greater than 0.5, then we have a leaf node. A leaf node is just like an endpoint that, okay, a decision has been reached. But here again, we still have another condition for humidity. So this is how the decision tree looks like. And if you don't have Graphviz installed, you might not be able to turn your data into visual decisions like this. So with the help of Graphviz and the dtreeviz, we're able to classify our data and display them in visual form, in decision visual form like this. So I hope with this little video, this little tutorial, you'll be able to install the Graphviz effectively without any issue and go ahead and start visualizing your data, classifying them into decisions. So thank you all for watching this video.